All right, guys, we are live for the PokeCoach.com study stream with our special guest this week, Crazy Sixes. How you doing?
What's up, guys? How you doing? I know everybody's excited to see Faraz. He'll be in shortly, but for now, you got us. Welcome. Should be a good one today, man. How you doing?
Yeah, doing good, man. Faraz is coming. We're just fucking with you. He'll be here for the back half of this, 30 minutes or so. And we're going to have some special giveaways as well. We're going to do competitions like we normally do for the $5. And then we'll also have competitions for you to get some free of the group coaching stuff that Faraz is doing on his own. So that'll happen. We'll hang out with him. We'll probably take like a 2-minute intermission once he joins the call, get him squared away, say hello, and then throw right back into the stream and kick it off. So that's what it is. We do this every Saturday, noon Eastern, with a lot of special guests and with me and Crazy Sixes and exclamation point PC in the chat. For you to sign up for free, where you can get 100 big blind charts for 100 big blinds or more. Up, 20 free quizzes, homework assignments. If you sign up for premium, there's a wealth of information. Lost the stream.
What? Your stream?
Saying lost stream.
Let me see. I'll go to the multi-link and see if I lost you.
Technical difficulties. Ruh-roh.
Let me see if Toe's gone.
I have you. You have me, right?
Yeah, you're there. I can see your... Oh, shit. No, you're there. But your stream is on delay, though.
Shouldn't be on delay.
Oh, yeah, you're gone, bro. Your stream is gone.
Am I back?
No, you're not back.
When I told you my internet was being weird.
Yeah, it said Toe's stream kept cutting out. Oh, piss.
All right, well, you take over the intro, and I'll try and figure out the fuck.
Yeah. What's up, guys? While Toe tries to get that squared away on his end, you see him there digitally working. You can see him little. Your connection's starting to fuck up a little bit on our end. Oh, you're back.
We're back.
You're back.
So, sorry, guys.
Yeah,
I'm having internet issues. That's flapping. It's weird.
Yep, you got it. You're good now, buddy.
Sorry. I think I'm back. Hopefully that shit clears up, and we're good to go. If not, this will be the Sixes show, and I'll just be sad on the sidelines with a small little tear.
Nah, we'll have a
like
good show.
Like the Indian in that commercial. Anyway, sorry, guys. We should be good now. Anyways, Poke Coaching, PC in the chat. Get your shit ready, go. The way this is going to work, if you have not been here before, is we're going to draw a free winner from my stream. We'll draw a winner from Sixes stream. We'll have you guys compete in these quizzes from PokerCoaching.com. We'll ask you what you would do. We'll do what we would do. And
Poker Coaching in chat, guys.
What coaching would do and whoever gets the most points wins. I know I blew that, but technical difficulties fucked it up.
No, you're good to go now. It looks like it's running fine.
Hopefully my internet's stable.
Yeah, you look good, man. Poker Coaching in the chat. We'll pick a quiz. We'll do about 1 or 2 of these. Then we'll have Faraz in. Give him an opportunity to plug and talk about some things he's working on. Do some coaching with him, some of these quizzes with him. So it should be really good. So Poker Coaching in the chat now if you want to get in this first round opportunity to compete. If we do pick you, make sure to tag either me or Toe in chat to make it a little easier since we have a lot of people here today. So good morning, good afternoon. Let's get into it. And since it is Faraz week, we got to keep it. Oh, shit. Yeah, he has another one. So we'll do the Faraz quiz first, kind of like we always do. So, and then, so we'll do 1324. Hey, what's up, GSD?
40% of frames.
Dude, when I was streaming at your place, I was dropping like 20% of frames.
Yeah.
At the end of the stream, it was like 200,000 frames.
My internet's nasty right now.
Maybe... Yeah, I'm watching it. Yeah, you're out right now on yours.
Yeah.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Sorry we're having some technical difficulties on Toe's side. It's probably just some provider issues in his area, but it sucks. What's up, JB Monaco? Good to see you, buddy. Welcome back. GSD, the man. Yeah, it should be good, man. Faraz has got a fucking big poker brain, so I'm excited. You guys know he's one of my favorites every single week. I'm always going to make sure we get those Faraz quizzes out of the way. So yeah, I'm excited, man. Toe needs, it ain't about the upgrade. He's got the best internet there is. Trust me, that money can buy. There's something going on in that area, man.
Yeah, it's dropping pings.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll pick one and I don't know. What do you think? Should I pick 2 from my chat? You're back. You're back on your end. I'm watching.
Yeah, I'm
like
flapping.
The
I mean, it's not dying. It's just flapping nasty style. Like I'm dropping half my frames.
Damn.
So.
Yeah.
We'll do what we can do.
Faraz is the man. I do his group coaching, and it's worth every penny. No joke. Yeah, man. I believe that he's a sicko.
Exclamation point guest in the chat if you want a link to his group coaching.
Oh shit! I don't have the group coaching link. Can you put it in the Skype and then I'll grab it?
If it's in Skype, scroll up a little
Whoops. Oh shit. Oh, I see it. Yep, got it. All right.
Yeah, I don't have anything actually. It's
all right, guys.
Provider.
Yeah, it's his provider having issues. What a shitty ass time. I guess I'll roll it twice on my end. Or no, you. I don't know how to do it.
Okay. I mean, we'll do what we can do.
Yep. All right. I'm rolling it.
All right, me too. It's Bento Bruce, of course. Bento Bruce.
It's meant to fucking be, my man. Holding these nuts. You love to see it. Julius. Had a good time hanging out with you, my dude.
Vegas in the middle of the night like the Hangover movies.
Walking out, yeah.
Julius has a face tattoo now.
My man is a menace to society. Love to see it. Good luck, Julius. Let's ship one for the Mafia. All right, we'll do quiz 1324. And yeah, we're gonna.
You want to start with that, or do you want to save that for when Faraz gets here?
We're not gonna do his own quiz when he's here, right? Or do you think that's something
we usually do? That's what we did with Affleck. That's what we did with Devin.
Put their ass in the hot seat.
We don't have to. We can do 13.
Boeing Alpha. Thank you for that follow. I don't know. I mean, he may not want to do one of his own since we're going to be looking at other people's. I would love to get his perspective on some of the other situations, but it's whatever. Oh, I'm shook about his own. He has the hardest ones, and we just bomb it in front of him. Hey, Jeff. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you, man. But yeah, let's. With that being said, let's just do this Affleck one and see if he wants to do his own with 3-4 off. At least give him the option. So we'll do 1322.
1322 it is.
All right, let's do it.
All right, here in this hand we have 3-4 offsuit in the big blind. The low jack's going to raise it up. We have 3-4 offsuit in the big blind. Should we fold, call, or re-raise to 5,200?
All right.
Here we go. What is this? Is this a one-hand, one-street quiz? We're going to go deep into the tank. What's going on here? 3-4-0. Hands cold is just folding. Snap fold. Quiz over. Fold. No question. Cats are done with it. Folds. Not the Faraz quiz. Yeah, we'll do the Faraz quiz. Toe thought we should save it to see if Faraz wants to do one of his own.
I think my stream is dead again.
Oh yeah, your shit's gone. I'm looking up
You're
at
coming
the
in fucking 100% clear. It's the strangest thing. I'm not losing you at all. All right, I'm gonna reboot. I'll be back.
Yeah, he's gonna reboot his whole rig. Oh shit, is that gonna kill the Zoom call?
It will.
Damn, we are in hell.
You got this on your own.
But how do I?
Cameras are gonna be fucked up. Deal with it. I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Ready, set, bye.
Yeah, he gone, guys. Ay. Here, because we're on Zoom call, so just gonna try to reboot before Faraz gets here. Slim is calling 5,200 because it's the nastiest griefer. I feel like, but good anti-combat. So we see a couple calls. Personally, I'm probably folding some. Probably folding this, but I could see calling and just defending everything for a min. This is pretty fucking bad. But it is connecting. But that would be so anticlimactic to fold, right? I know, right? It's like, is this quiz really here just to fold? Only Friends is folding. Fold is fine too. Yeah, it can't be bad, right? At 50 connectors
Never
to a
folding
min.
for a min raise.
Well, it's not 50. He's got like 22 guys, 23 bigs. Yeah, it's not 50 effective. So take that into consideration as well. The shallower we get, the more we defend. So, you know, good hand to get in trouble with. Yeah, Toe's gone. Let me see what I can do here since he's gone. Wait a minute. So since that's gone, my camera's gone. Let me see if I just do this. Here. Oh, now he fucked me good. Because I have no camera. Wait a minute. Toe should be back in like a minute. I don't know if I'll have a camera. Here, let me see. Get that back. Toe got me real good, boys. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We're still going to have Faraz on in less than half an hour. That's why he wanted to start. Toe said, I'm out of here. All right, we're calling. Wait a minute. Hold him, he's nuts. What are you doing, buddy? And who did Toe pick on his end? I'm trying to think of a way to get my camera back. All right. Hold him, he's nuts. What are you doing, buddy? He threw you under the bus. Yeah, he took my cam away, and since it's OBS and Zoom conflicting, I have no cam until he gets back. You fucking hate to see it, man. Toe picked Mendo. Mendo, what were you doing, buddy? Just tag me in chat to make it easy so I can see it. He should be back in like 3 minutes, and when he gets back, we'll have all the cams back and Faraz here. Kind of unfortunate he was having some connection issues. Close Zoom for a second. And then let me try to get my cam back. I went with fold. Oh, okay. You went with fold, and Mendo went with what? Toe compete with Faraz. He said, nope, I'm out. Yeah, what a shit show this has turned into, but I mean, it's so unfortunate with the internet, right? We're gonna go with call. I mean, fuck. We're just getting 4.5 to 1. I'm never folding. Fuck it.
With a connector, I would fold my offsuit connectors. This is getting close to the bottom. If you want to fold here, it's not the biggest mistake ever, but this should be a problem.
Here, this should be better.
Min raise, which we do. Flop comes Jack 5-3 Rainbow, which we're gonna check, and our opponent kind of surprisingly checks back. I would expect a range bet from our opponent on this board, and then we get the 5 of spades on.
Hold on, I'm trying to think about the best way to do this.
Bet 1,500, bet 2,500. Bet 4,400.
There we go. That's better. All right, we do call. I wonder what fold was. I didn't see what fold. I can check and see if anybody's doing the quiz at the same time. But yeah, you got to fucking call. Do checks flop. What are we doing here, guys? Make sure to tag me, Hold'em These Nuts, and Mendo, the guys competing. Can you replay that? Hell no, I'm not going back and replaying that. Are you insane? There's like a couple people in here. The world doesn't revolve around you, buddy. Adapt and overcome. Yeah, exactly. Just got to move on. Probably for the trouble, I'll give you both fucking couple bucks, whatever. Can't see the sizes. My bad. There we go. It's fucking weird to do this. I have the other setup, but I'm not going to go through resizing everything on the fly. What a fucking nightmare. All right. There we go. Oh, that's what we can do for now. Check. There we go. Hey, good morning, Machine Gun. Good to see you, buddy. I bet I can't see him not betting jacks for protection. Yeah, there's some hands he's definitely going to bet for protection, right, Scott? Huckleberry's going 65, Childwell's going 15, Evolve is checking. So we're seeing a lot of different options. Pot, overbet, 25, 15. Clear C-bet, but much like half pot. Let's see. Make sure you guys are tagging me if you're in the quiz. I wanted to hear the explanation. Yeah, Toe will be back shortly. I'm assuming probably by the time we finish this quiz, cameras will be fixed, Faraz will be here, and we'll be happy. Okay. Holding Me's Nuts is going 2,500. Probably like 60%. What is Mendo doing? Davini's going 25. Frosty's going 25. For me personally, it's probably 25 men. I could see potting or overbetting. Yeah, we rolling through some technical difficulties, man. Toe had to leave, which means he fucked my camera in OBS because we use the Zoom camera. But when he comes back momentarily, we'll have everything fixed. It's just not worth it for me to kill the stream and restart and then have to do it again when he gets back. So you hate to see it. We do the best we can with what we have. What are you doing here, Negative EV? Oh, Beats is 6,500. You'd love to see it. 2,500 for the win for Station's favorite. Pot it. It looks very good for our range. Something like that, right, me? So I feel the same way. See overbetting. With the SPR going to be behind, maybe we can just get away with going 44. I'd probably pot. Pot probably does the job. Overbet definitely gets the job done, but back home in Ohio, yes, I spent the entire week in Vegas last week. Had a good week. All right, we are going to click the 2,500 because that's what Hold'em These Nuts is doing, and I think a majority of the bets out there were 2,500. Personally, I'd probably be one of the two bigger sizes, but let's see what Matt thinks. Check! Excusez-moi.
Once our opponent checks back here, we're going to be using a lot of very, very large bets.
Yep.
Like 150% pot. And that range is going to consist a lot of our Jack X hands and 5X hands. Our bluffs are going to come from a lot of our spade draws. This range is pretty capped where the opponent checked back. They might have a little bit of... there's not many...
Look at this shit.
Ace-5 suited.
The shit was a 3.
But we don't expect many checkbacks
Hate to
in this
see
flop,
it.
so it's probably a pretty weak range.
Ouch.
In terms of our hand, 3-4, it doesn't really fit into that large bet sizing. I think it's fine to build a small bet size and bet the
Sifto's back.
1,500 here is fine with 3-4, or checking a majority. But
he's
betting
back.
1,500 is fine, or just checking and only having that 150% pot bet with like a lot of your Jack X hands,
Oh, I'm sorry.
5X hands, and spade draws is a very
Toes
reasonable
back.
strategy, and some of your straight draws as well. I just used to check here,
My bad.
and our opponent checks back, and the river is the 6 of hearts. Should we check, bet 1,500, bet 2,500, bet 4,400,
Got it bad.
bet 6,500?
Here we go.
Hopefully this works.
All right, Toes back. We got cameras back. Holy shit. There. Ah. OHIO. All right. So, we're just going to give the first two people we picked a little cash for the Inconvenient Station's favorite with the 9 months. I'm sorry, I missed that. My dude, family. Thank you. Now what? We get to this river. We got Toe back. You good, man? You think?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't started the stream or anything yet. I'm working on it.
Oh, okay. I see. Toe's trying to restart the stream. Cameras are back. We're doing the best we can out here. Technical difficulties. All right. What are you guys doing on this river, though? It goes check back flop, check back turn. You want to bluff catch this river? You want to bet it for value? Think you can get called by worse? What do you like? I think I know what I'm doing. It says bomb the river. We pass for it. Oh, shit. Bluff catch prestige. Okay. Check call, check call. Clo bets 222. Check call, check call. What check for showdown? Davini says. I'm seeing a lot of check calls. With our line, I think we're taking. What if Toe just hosts you and stays in Zoom call? Can still hear him perfect in both chats combined. That might, if his stream doesn't come back. Yeah, it might have to go that way if his internet doesn't work. Your stream is back, everybody's saying, which is nice.
Yeah, I should be okay.
He should be good now. Awesome. He's back. Check raise is the only play. God damn, Big Town Brown. Thirsty. He's not even bluff catch. He's just check raising. Sheesh. Okay. Seen enough in the chat. It looks like the consensus is mostly check call. When he checks twice, of course, I think he's going to have some maybe better under pair occasionally. Maybe he checks a hand like, well, we block fours. Is he checking back sevens, eights, nines, or something like that, tens with the overcard and just checking twice, not thinking he can get value? I'd rather just bet myself, maybe get called by some of the ace highs and then not have to bluff catch, because when he bets this river, sure, he has some bluffs, but I think he's probably going to bluff his king highs, his king queens, king tens, stuff like that on flop. And then maybe on this river, he just goes for thin value with some hands to beat us occasionally when we check twice. It's very close. I mean, I guess we can just showdown and win a lot and bluff catch, but I think betting here is reasonable. And I would bet just small 1,500 out of position would be my line. But yeah, I mean, I don't think 2,500. We probably just get better hands to call. Feels like ace high is even going to fold for 25 in my opinion. So yeah, he still has that 10s through 7s, but sometimes those hands value bet river, and we have to bluff catch, and we're just not doing that well versus his value range. But when we bet out, I don't think we get raised as a bluff too often, and we still get called by worse. And I think when he checks twice, we just have a decent amount of equity, maybe 60+% equity, the way I see it. So I like 1,500 to maybe get called by the ace highs. It's kind of a block, and we can get called by worse, and better hands would never raise. So 1,500 for me, 2,500 for the pop, and let's see how it rolls.
As the out of position player here, we get to do a lot of very, very, very aggressive value betting here. And we get to value bet much more aggressively as the in position player. And a hand like 3-4 is a perfect example of that. If we were in the position with a hand like 3-4 here, we would check back, because we also are risking reopening the action to the big blind to check raise. So the threshold of hand that we need to value bet in position is a lot higher than out of position. Because if we check here with 3-4, we still might not see showdown value. So betting becomes a much better option, because we can also get value from our hand. And it's a pretty high equity hand. This hand is probably winning the pot 70+% of the time.
70%, I said 60.
Checks back twice. So I really I think this is like a mandatory bet for value with 3-4 here. I think betting 1,500 is really good. You can bet 2,500. I think betting 4,400 is pretty greedy at that point. I would prefer check, and I would never really overbet this category of hand. And we're just targeting a lot of the opponent's ace highs here, and we also want to bluff a lot, because this opponent has checked back with their ace highs, and we have plenty of unpaired hands that we can bluff here with, like 7-8, 7-9, deuce X hands, 4X hands. We could bluff with a lot of stuff, so we certainly can. Since we have so many value bets, we can throw in a lot of bluffs too. I'll go and bet 2,900.
Damn,
which
that's
is
big.
a little on the large size. So this is basically the 2,500 answer here. I think I bet a little bit large here. I prefer 2,500. I think I even prefer the 1,500 sizing here. But this works perfectly fine. And we get raised on the river. Should we fold, call, or go all in?
Oh, my goodness. Now what? Feels bad, man. Actually get raised. We use the big ass size. We size up and get wrecked. DMC says call. Huck says snap. Fold. Scott Jones folding. Miesel folding. Could play an AA like this. I mean, shit. How are we doing versus his value range? Obviously dead, but what bluffs does he have that does this? Folds, 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 folds. I see like 2 calls, a bunch of folds. That's why we bet small here. Well, think about it though. I mean, we use this large. He said fold that shit. What bluffs? Ace-7 and ace-4 can bluff. The problem is, I mean, we're going to show up to this river with made hands like 4-7. Our range hasn't been condensed, and we can just get to this portion on the river super wide and strong. I mean, we're just going to have fucking 4-7s. Maybe we do check back a 5 on the turn when we should be betting it. Maybe we check back. You know, we can just get there with some hands. 6 is full or something. We just called and just checked down and got there with. And he's still blasting. Get me out personally. I'm out. I mean, he also raises our big size. God damn. I mean, I'm just holding. Yeah, when he raises the big size. I mean, if you raise the small size, maybe we induce a raise when we go so small. But I don't even think then, considering our range hasn't been condensed at all and we get here with just so many different hands, right? So I guess the backdoor flush draws can get nasty, right? But yeah, he got there with pocket 6s, played jacks like this, 3s. I don't know. I'm folding, and it looks like most are. I see a handful of calls, but here we are. Toe, you ever calling this?
Give me a sec right now. I'm talking to Faraz.
Oh, okay. He's seeing what's up. He's talking to Faraz in the background.
Faraz says if we want to push it, because we have the same internet company because we live in the same city.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I told him to try watching your stream to see if he's still buffering and stuff.
Yeah.
And if it is, and we're having technical difficulties, we'll push it to next week, basically, and so it's nice and clean for everybody.
Yeah, because they're both in Vegas,
to
guys.
see.
Toad's lagging his balls off over there. They're both in Vegas with the same internet provider, and it looks like it's a area-wide service issue. So that kind of sucks. We're not certain if that's going to be the issue yet, or if we're going to have Faraz on. We're going to let you guys know here, certainly.
I think we're good.
It looks like we're good.
I just told him to look at your stream direct and stop watching the multi-stream and watching my internet puke. Basically.
Right. Hey, Tal Bender, thank you for that follow. Really appreciate that. We're folding. Let's see what Matt thinks about this. I feel like it's a snap fucking fold, but let's see if Matt's ever getting nasty.
Very interesting spot here where we need to decide, really have a read on how our opponent's going to play these spots. Most people don't ever really find enough bluff raises here. If we are the villain here in position, I think we should be raising hands like pocket 10s, pocket 9s, pocket 8s for value. I think those are very, very reasonable value bets here. And even maybe a hand like ace 6 can even raise for value. But it's very difficult to find enough bluffs here. You need to be bluffing with some like ace high hands. And it's just really tough to find. So it depends if your opponent, you think they're bluffing enough. I think most people don't bluff enough here. And since we're bluff catching here and I don't think they have enough bluff raises, I'm simply just going to go ahead and fold my hand. But this isn't the worst bluff catcher here since the 4 doesn't block any of the bluffs. But I would much rather bluff catch with a 6 since we block the most likely hand that improved, which would be pocket 6s. So if I had a hand like 6-4, I would much prefer calling than with the 3-4 here.
Oh, Faraz is in the house in chat. What's up, Faraz? How you doing, buddy?
Oh.
He said he's going to be in here shortly, so...
Faraz sighting. I'm going to follow him.
Look at that, guys. So we will have Faraz shortly, so we're excited about that. Matt did like the fold there on the river, which is good. We didn't have really a competition since we had somebody in Toe's chat, and then we had to kill that. So I'm going to give both players a couple bucks for, just being here and being troopers. But yeah, that was a very interesting quiz. I'm surprised he didn't stab turn. He just thought this portion of his range, middling pairs and whatnot, just show down better than betting for value. But yeah, cool. Let's pick another one. We'll also roll it again.
All right, so this is how we should do this. Sixes. Draw 2 winners.
Draw 2 winners. Okay.
Yeah. I'll take the first one. You take the second one. Doesn't really matter.
Okay.
And then I'll take the first person. I'll do the quiz on my end because I can still do the quiz and see the scores.
Right.
And that way we can keep the scores separate and keep track and still have the same winner and all that and do everything else the same.
Okay, so Toe's just going to, of the 2 players, I'm just going to...
pick one and run it.
Yeah, he'll get the first person we pick, and I'll get the second. We'll see the second contestant on stream, and then we'll do it that way. That's a good idea. The key word will be Faraz. Get that answer. He's going to be in shortly. We're excited about that. So the keyword will be Faraz. Get that in chat, guys. Sorry about the early technical difficulties. Not much we can do out of our control, but thank you guys for sticking through it and being here. We really appreciate it. And
make sure you write your stern letter to support at coxcommunications.net.
All right, cool. While those roll in, pick another quiz. Faraz, if you're out there, do you want us to do your quiz now, or do you want to do one of your own on stream? That was the debate earlier. We usually roll with your quiz first every single week.
Don't be scared, Faraz. Matt Affleck biffed his own quiz on stream, so
yeah, that was a funny shit ever.
In case that's a concern.
But nonetheless, let's see what we got. Let me show you. He's just scarfing down some breakfast with the baby. He's got a newborn. Been there for sure. I have a 7 and an 8-year-old upstairs.
Affleck was mixing. Fair. That's always it's a great thing about solvers in this day and age is we can always blame mixing.
We can also just do this Jonathan one. This looks like a reasonable one. 1327. How you feel about that, Tal?
That works for me.
Cool. We're gonna do an Uncle JL quiz before we get Faraz in the house. Finishing up some breakfast with the babe. And so yeah, we'll do that. This ace-6 suited. And we'll pick
2 winners?
Yeah, we'll draw 2 winners real quick.
Ooh, shit.
Ooh, 32 eligible, so that's a lot. Get in there last second for Faraz in the chat.
Ooh.
With a Jason
solid
Leba.
Question by
Yeah, our boy, a good friend of ours, won a bracelet, won the 5K this weekend. We were up sweating it late as shit. That was super exciting, man. He works hard as hell, and I'm super happy to see him having sex.
Beats, I'm gonna screenshot that and send it to him right now.
Like, yeah, where the Saliba quiz is at.
Now that he's famous.
That's my dude. All right, cool. We're rolling it. Arlie. Hell yeah. So you got Arlie, you'll run her scores.
Okay.
And then we also have Ohio's finest running good. Every week, getting picked week after week. Good luck, buddy. Ohio's finest in the house, Drenning TV.
All right, Arlenia. Representing the army in the mafia's house. Let's do this. We're invading.
All right, cool.
Let's go. Ready?
A6, 1327. I am ready. Let's do it, sir. 1327. Yep.
Here we have the beautiful ace-6 suited in the World Series of Poker main event, playing 150, 300, 45K deep, so 150 big blinds. Should we fold, call, raise to 800, or raise to 1200?
All right, cool. Game time. What are we doing here with the ace-6? There's a 4. I mean, come on, look at these options, bro. I mean, is there any other? I see there. Ooh, DMC's calling.
Arlenia going 800.
100%. It's got to be 800 here. All right, 800 it is. We're gonna keep this quick. It's 800, right? I mean,
yeah, Arlenia's going 800 too.
Yeah, 12. We're not 4xing. We're not limping. We're not folding. 800 it is. Let's do it. Let's be quick.
All right,
we're in there.
I'm gonna raise pretty much any suited ace from any position. If you thought that you were gonna get 3-bet by someone yet to act a ton, I guess you could fold. But it turns out when you're playing really deep stacked, you want to play hands that can make the nuts. And, well, suited aces are really good at making the nuts after the flop. So I'm going to play this hand with just a standard raise at 3 big blinds or 2.75 big blinds, something like that. I'm usually never raising to 4 big blinds unless I know my opponents are just all extreme calling stations, at which point you might as well just make the pot bigger when you're a favorite. And, we're probably a bit of a favorite in this scenario. At least we're going to do well post-flop. But in general, I'm just always making a very, very default 2.5, 3 big blind raise, somewhere in there. We do raise, cutoff, small blind, and big blind call. Flop comes Jack, 5, 5, 1 heart, and they check to me. Should we check, bet 1,200, bet 2,400, or bet 3,600?
All right. C-bet, no C-bet. Super multi-way, some back doors. What do we like? Check, check, check. G-Man's going 12.
Check. We got a man behind us.
Drinning's checking. I didn't see what Arlie was doing. Justin
There's
Saliba.
1,200 GC bet.
Oh, Jeff, you asked how I sweated it. Toe pulled it up, and then we just screen shared from Skype, and we watched it for fucking. Like,
we had a watch party. With
we had a
all
watch
our
party.
group.
That's our boy. So we had a watch party when he was super deep. It was fun. Talked about every hand. It was sweet.
A lot of checking out there. There's a small mix of C betting.
Some people like going to third here, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Arlie, what are you doing here? Did you tag me? I'm sorry. When there's she tagged you. 1,200. So both Drenning is checking and Arlie's going 1,200. All right. What are you doing here, man?
Checking.
Check.
Yeah, I'm just always checking kind of the middle-y side of this. Yeah, so like I always check here.
You got to think. Yeah, go ahead.
I think a lot of people see back here. I don't think that's the worst thing. 12 seems like an okay price. I would never go bigger, but I'm always checking you.
It's interesting. It's going to be really tough to check call multi-way. If we do just bet out, we get a reasonable amount of folds, but the problem is we just have 0-5s. This player, both small blind and cutoff, have a reasonable number of Jack X in their range. Maybe this card helps set our price to just realize some equity going to future streets if we do get it in position because they never lead. So I can see 1,200. I'm never going bigger than 12, but I feel like it's just a check. But I can see 1,200 being reasonable. If like,
what would you do with your overpairs is the question. I would still check. That's all. Check raise.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna be hard even with overpair from when the big blind calls to get 3 streets right. You're just gonna have some 5x.
Yeah, and a lot of times you're just gonna take it down. We don't need any protection. We're super safe. And yeah, and when you see bet, you're just either gonna take it down a lot, and then only get called when they have a jack, which is not very much. There's no other draws out there. It's dry as could be. Yep.
All right, so you're gonna click 12. I am going to go check.
Oh wait. Before we go forward, Faraz is in the chat commenting also, so
we blocked
hit
some
that one.
5. Oh, I didn't see that. We blocked some 5, 6 combos, which help a little bit. It helps realize our price. We get some folds from hands like King 10, Queen 10, 8, 9, 9, 10, 7, 8. Getting all those hands to fold. If this player does just have some underpair, which is great, we get to realize our price. So maybe 1,200. Because I know in the backseat, if I was in this player with this hand, I would go 1,200, right?
If I was in the backseat, yeah, I'm betting 100%. Yeah.
So when we're this multi-way, can we make a case for ever just kind of stealing this spot? Because he's still going to be flatting pretty wide. So, yeah, I mean, I could see just going 12. So it's interesting.
I agree with what Faraz is saying. It's basically the same thing I was saying, too. Is that, like, I would check here for sure, but if you bet small, it can't be too bad. Betting quarter of a pot, it's probably fine. Faraz says people don't check raise enough in the big line, which means that we get to realize equity a little more than we should as well, which is good.
Yeah, and I mean, not even only from the big blind and multi-way. They're probably not check raising much this multi-way, even with some 5x and some strong hands as well. We can turn equity, and then we'll just get to realize it when we get called because that range is usually going to contain a jack or 5. So, yeah, it's super interesting.
Yeah. Faraz says it depends on his image. He's like 70-30 checking versus betting.
Well, his image, yes.
Depending on how much he's living up to his famous poker moniker.
Technical difficulties aside, pretty awesome. Yeah, it's super awesome to have Faraz here. In the streets, we love this man. We go through his quizzes every week. So let's go ahead and do it. Drinning's checking. Arlie is going 12. Let's see what JL likes.
This is a neat scenario because we have to ask, are we against a whole lot of jacks? Well, the cutoff is very likely to be calling with a lot of decent big cards and pairs, right? So the pairs may or may not fold to a small flop bet or even a big flop bet, and the jacks are never going to fold. So I don't really think we want to be betting into the cutoff. Small blind, same story, right? If they're competent, they're going to be calling with a lot of high cards as well. And, the big blind could very easily be checking with a jack if they had it, or even a 5. And big blind's range should contain a lot of 5s. So this is a spot where if I was heads up, I'd probably be betting this scenario very frequently. But not heads up against 3 other players, all of which could have a jack or a 5, I think we just need to check. Looking to check fold if somebody bets. If they bet small on the flop, I suppose we could check call with a backdoor flush draw and overcard. But we're looking to be pretty cautious in that scenario. So it does check through. Turn is the ace of clubs, and they check to me. Should we check? Bet 1,200, bet 2,400, or bet 3,600?
Interesting. Some all pisses are in the chat. We get there. Are we betting, checking again? What size you guys like? What is up, guys? Jay is going straight to check. Only Friends is checking again. Small bets, check. Cyrus is going 2K. Ooh. Look at all the 5-head checks. I don't like those sizes.
5-head checks.
Check got to keep some A's in the checking range. Protecting that checking range. Okay. 3-6, the guy who in cashes. Okay. Who min cashes.
Solid screen name.
That's a solid name. Beats is checking 24. Man, I see everything. This is a good ass quiz because we see so many options for sizes.
Yeah, controversy.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you see this much
diversity coming in right here.
All right, cool. Let's see if we can just get him in. Uh-oh.
Right now.
And then after this quiz, we'll give him a second.
I think we'll just roll it.
Yeah, we just roll him. Hold on. Let me do something real quick.
What up, what up, what up?
Wait a minute.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Can you guys hear me okay?
Hey, you sound good. Six is just getting his side.
Oh, I was ready.
There it is.
I was ready, baby. There he is. The man, the myth, the legend. Clear as
How do I
day.
see the screen of what we're talking about?
The best way is to follow.
Watch the stream on mute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's off delay. It's like a 2-second delay or something.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's so funny. Like your house looks so normal. You got baby toys everywhere. You're doing breakfast with the family. It's the normal life.
Oh yeah.
My temper. I mean, a lot of you know, I haven't really lived anywhere in like 12 years. So we're just posted up in Vegas in an apartment, and yeah, we actually rented a place for like 7 months, which is the longest I've ever stayed anywhere in like literally the last 12 years. But COVID will do that. There's a lot of poker in Vegas right now, so yeah, just posted up over here.
Awesome, man.
Nice. Are you planning on hitting the road again at some point when like series ends, or this is home?
Yeah, I mean, right now, this year, you kind of get the benefit of being on tour, just staying in Vegas. There's just every month there's a ton of poker. I am gonna go hit up the Hard Rock in August, so I'll be doing that. So yeah, I'm traveling a little bit less, and I don't know. Next year, I'd love to go do like Aussie Millions with the wife and baby if that's open, and probably like do like half as many tournaments on tour as I normally do. I don't know. The ongoing joke with me and my wife is we're like, when we get married, we'll stop traveling and live somewhere. And then we kept staying on the road. And we're like, when we have a baby, we'll stop traveling. and now we're like, fuck it. Like we're vagabonders. Like
Just travel around.
Each year we're just playing it by ear.
That's awesome, man.
That's a nice life. Yeah, it's exciting, and it's cool that you've been able to build the kind of life that affords you that kind of freedom. Most people aren't that lucky, right?
Yeah, no, definitely super fortunate. You know, that's the thing about poker lifestyle that I always try to tell people. Like, you know, you got the media kind of blowing it up and showing everyone's making these millions and you win and you with models and champagne. And it's like, obviously that's a bit exaggerated and that's not how people are living every day. But what people are getting to do is you get to work when you want to work. You go travel and live wherever you want. And it's an awesome lifestyle. So yeah, maybe some of that's exaggerated with people making millions every year, but the lifestyle is awesome. And to me, that's a lot more valuable. You know, that's the new age wealth, right? The people who can live and work wherever they want, whenever they want.
Yeah, and I think you're one of the people that takes like full advantage of that. And you know, you've seen, you know, I've traveled quite a bit too, and like seeing the world is makes you a different kind of person. It's
Absolutely. I mean, well, when I meet someone who's traveled around and been to a lot of different places, like you just immediately have a connection with each other, and you kind of know, you know, you both know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool. you came in right in the middle of this quiz.
Finish your quiz.
We'll wrap this one up, and then we'll do some bonus giveaways and that kind of stuff.
Sure.
Cool.
We got kind of lost.
We got off track. We're supposed to check the flop. I believe it checked around. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking around. I'm looking for what Drenning and Arlie were doing this spot. If you guys could get back in there instead of having going back through chat, it'll make it a little bit easier. Let me see. I'm trying to find.
Like
Drenning was going 1,200, and she checked. Okay, cool. Arlie checked. She's going 1,200. I guess we're not really beat a lot. I don't think they have too many better hands, but the question is, can we get 2 streets of value from hands? I would expect the players in front to be betting a 5x almost a lot most of the time up front. So when they check, I feel like we have the best hand a lot. The question is, do we extract more value from having a player in the back seat bet as a bluff, or as a worse with a worse value hand, or do we just get one bigger street when we just can get bet the river, and they make a worse value hand with the king or queen or something like that? So I'm torn. I can see betting here. It feels like it's going to be tough to get 2 streets, but it feels like we'd be able to go bigger on river. So yeah, I'll probably check some. I don't know. Probably checking. What are you doing here, Tao?
I think I'll probably check it too. I can see some argument for betting. The problem is, like you were saying, we don't get value from much. We start to scare off hands. People might start bluffing. Again, I'm not worried about protection or any of that kind of stuff. I think if you bet, you probably take it down a lot, which is probably not the greatest thing. Faraz, what do you think when this checks around? You betting the ace?
Yeah, I'm mostly checking, but once in a while I could throw out a bet here. I mean, you're probably just getting 1 street of value out of a jack, and it's just a question of, can we get that street now, or is it better to get it on the river? By checking, you might also induce a bluff. So yeah, I'm probably mostly checking here, once in a blue moon betting. I kind of said the same thing on the flop, and on the flop, if you ever do that bet, it is important to do it small, not a third, smaller. Because the idea is, you're kind of buying yourself the turn for cheap. A jack's probably not going to ever raise you. So in case they do have a jack, you at least get to turn that hard draw or an ace at a much cheaper price. Yeah.
So do you think we're on the flop there for that bet, or like the portion of your range that's not made, you want to use that bet with, or like an over and a backdoor flush draw, over a backdoor straight draw type of love stuff like that?
Yeah, like I'm way more likely to bet like queen 10. Queen 10, king 10, king 9 suited. Those hands have less showdown value. They get better hands to fold, and they have just more backdoor stuff that can barrel. So yeah, I would bet those way before a6.
Yeah, and it's nice because we keep our range strong and uncapped for future streets if we do want to decide to barrel on certain good turn cards where we pick up backdoor equity and still trying to fold out maybe that's nice when we use a small size because we don't really condense the range and they call even wider. So we can bluff
and they can't. And the thing is, multi-way is hard for them to call. Like, I don't know, the guy in the cutoff, it's still kind of hard for him to call like deuces through 4s. He might even fold some better aces than us, which is nice if that happens. Yeah.
Yep, I like it.
Mostly. I think I said 70-30, maybe even 8, maybe more like 80-85 checking. The more I think about it, yeah.
Yeah, I like it. All right, so you're gonna click the check, and I'm going to go with 1,200 because that's what Drenning is doing. Let's see what JL thinks.
All right, let's check it.
12.
This is an interesting turn because while we have the best hand the vast majority of the time, if we make any reasonable bet and get called or raised, we very likely could be in bad shape. Now look, I don't expect to be beat in this scenario much at all, but if we bet, do we really expect a jack to call us? And I think the answer is probably not. If we are going to bet the turn, the only turn bet that makes any sense whatsoever is a 1,200 bet out of the options I gave. Maybe 1,500 is fine too, because then maybe king jack, queen jack, jack 10 calls. But notice here that we're chopping against an ace, and an ace is just not going to fold, right?
Nope.
We also lose to an ace every once in a while when they have ace queen or ace jack, or ace 5, of course. And this is also a scenario where if the small blind and big blind are good, they should be checking pretty much their whole range to me, because this ace is very good for me and for the cutoff, and we are going to be betting this turn at least somewhat frequently. And like if I had ace king, ace queen, I would definitely bet this turn. But I think with ace 10 and worse, the right play is to just check, because we're really not so concerned with getting outdrawn in this scenario. Because, I mean, like, what bad rivers are there? I mean, the only bad river is, like, say the river's at 10 and it completes king, queen. So this is a spot where I think we can pretty safely check with the idea of betting the river if we have the opportunity. River is 3 of clubs, and now something weird happens. We have a tiny bet from
What the
the
hell?
small blind and a raise from the big blind. Should we fold, call, re-raise to 7,200, or re-raise to 12,200?
What the hell?
Yeah, interesting spot now, huh, guys?
Where did that raise come from? That's not supposed to be there.
Cap is folding. Divinity is folding. Couple what the fucks in the chat. Fold. I'm calling. It would depend on big blind image, but I think fold most of the time. Wow, most folds. Mostly folding. We not invest much, Van says. Misclick?
Misclick question mark? Arlene is calling.
Cool, what are you doing here, Arlie and Drenning? What are you guys doing here?
Glow folding with a grunt. Stare at the dealer menacingly. Reluctantly throw your cards in the middle.
Mendo admits to being a calling machine. Okay.
He's got that river efficiency call number. Is an issue.
Yeah, I mean, in spots like this, it's just you're only you're calling as a hero call if you got some info that this guy's gonna go for it. It's like you just can't really even answer the call question without some info about the player. Yeah. Deuce four suited did get there, and yeah, I totally agree on the turn that if you have something like ace 10 plus, it makes a little bit more sense to maybe value bet.
I like that.
Get called by worse aces. Another interesting thing that hasn't been talked about yet, Jonathan was saying that the big blind should check their range on the turn because the ace is such a bad card. Actually, the big blind could do a bet if they want, but they would. That's a spot where the big blind would want to bet like 120% pot. If an ace like that comes and it favors those people and you want to bet into that, like you just overbet like crazy. And you do that with like 3-4 and deuce 4, and you put that ace in like a really tough spot. Like if you ever are gonna bet, yeah.
I like that.
That's one option. Yeah, and then you do that with a 5. So you got to bet a price that's gonna make an ace indifferent.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you're able to use some more bluffs in your range, like you said, on the turn, like the 2-4 and stuff like that, and your gut shots, and yeah, I like that. That's
because if people are going to check an ace and you have a 5, like you want to get value out of that ace, right? So, like it's okay to do. So yeah, you just have a really narrow betting range in the turn for the big blind. It's literally a 5 or like deuce 4 or 3-4. I guess also queen 10 would make sense.
I was about to ask, about queen 10 and king queen for those.
Yeah, because you
spots.
get king queen to fold. So yeah, that's also reasonable too. And yeah, you go with that 120% size. Yeah.
Yeah, on the turn we're talking about from the big blind as well, and we can use some bluffs there as well as some 5s. We can make some ace X indifferent when we have a 5. We just get max value from an ace X. So.
Yeah. And you could be biased towards, I think this guy's going to overfold, do it more with your bluffs. I think this guy's going to be super sticky, do it more with your 5s. Yeah.
Yep. I didn't see what they were doing. Drenning is calling.
Arlene is calling.
They're both calling. I think when we call here, it's not like a 0% chance the small blind might be doing this, even a small percentage of the time, to just come back over the top. This player just, what does he expect to get value from? We still, I don't know. It feels too strong. I'm probably folding a lot. He can just have the nuts, 2-4, 3s
Actually,
get there as well.
If you're the big blind, it's super reasonable to do this play with an ace too.
It really is, yeah.
I mean, because it's
Super
the small
cap,
blind
and
just
check
shouldn't.
around.
The small blind shouldn't have a 5 here much, and when they do, are they really using that sizing?
Yeah.
So it would be a little bit of a kind of trying to get people off a chop type thing. You're kind of the only guy that could represent a 5 or deuce 4 suited. So it's kind of interesting to even do it with an ace.
It'd be kind of sick. I love it if he does it with an ace. It puts us behind in a really horrible spot.
Yeah.
Big blind should never be bluffing with 3 players to act. He's not really bluffing. He doesn't think, if he thinks he can fold us off of chops and we never have better, right? Which we're pretty capped, because if we have our ace kings, ace queens, our aces full, jacks full, 5x, we probably would start betting ourselves. Trying to get, because we have more than a 1 street of value hand. So at that point.
Yeah, I mean, a 3 would be a decent card to have in your hand if you're the big blind bluffing here, because the low jack and the cutoff did just hit above with pocket 3s, which is super possible. So you might want a 3 in your hand if you're going to bluff here.
Okay. They're both calling, so let's see what JL thinks about calling.
First off, we
I'm
are
folding.
not re-raising.
I'm out.
Re-raising would be insane here. It is very possible for the big blind to just be sitting here with a 5.
I would say this should be a really, really rare call.
Random 4-2 or any of that. That you really just don't want to be bluff raising in this scenario much at all. I suppose if you wanted to find a bluff, I guess the ace X that is not going to call is one of the best bluff hands to have, because then we block full houses. Like ace 5, right? We block ace 5, but whatever. I'm not thinking like this. In these tournaments, when it goes bet raise on the river, you can be pretty sure the big blind has something pretty good. So given the big blind has something pretty good, what should we do? Well, I think it's actually a pretty easy fold. The only thing that would make me consider calling in this scenario is the fact that the small blind bet's so small on the river that now maybe the big blind's going to go for a value raise with an ace that we chop with, but that's the best case scenario, right? I mean, I guess if we knew the big blind was absolutely insane and just loved to bluff, especially, or like he'd love to attack weakness, something like that, if we had that kind of thought process, then perhaps we could call as well, but there's really no normal world where I'm calling in this scenario. On the river, when it goes bet and raise before you, with 2 people yet to act, both of which could just be sitting here with an ace, you just got to get out of the way. And turns out we were actually in bad shape with the whole hand. Small blind had ace queen, which we sidestepped by checking the turn. And big blind got there on the river and managed to get paid off for a little bit. So, pretty good.
Cool. That was fun. We have a 35.
34 for our lady. She just missed it.
Good stuff. Ohio's finest representing. Good job, Drinking. You know where to find me, my dude. Congratulations. And yeah, it's time. We got Faraz here, guys. Give him a minute to introduce himself for anybody out there who may be in our communities who, I mean, you know him because we go through his quizzes every single week, and give him a chance to plug and talk about, you know, some other things he's been working on in poker and what's going on. How you doing, buddy? Let you talk formally.
You said to introduce myself. Is that what you said?
Yeah. We just give you a chance to.
I've been
to promo whatever you want to promo.
Yeah, I've been just for anyone who isn't familiar with me, I've been playing poker full time. I don't even know, 14, 15 years. I live the vagabond lifestyle, live out of a suitcase, do a lot of, off the beaten path travel, played on all the tours, European Poker Tour, World Poker Tour. I won World Poker Tour Player of the Year back in 2010. Sheesh. And yeah, I'm a grinder and I love it. And I love the lifestyle. And I think outside the box, I do things differently. And when COVID started, I actually started getting into coaching for the first time. I got a little one at home now, so it kind of made sense to transition a little bit. I went from never coaching more than like a handful of players to I coached about like 70 players in the last year.
Oh, wow.
I'm just full-blown coaching, both one-on-one and the group coaching I started has been really, really, really cool. Basically, we meet once a week. And I have a few different formats. And what's really cool is one of the things I think people miss with a lot of training and coaching is engagement. So one thing I do in my group coaching is, I teach something and then I holler at you guys in the chat and I'm like, all right, you re-explain what I just said in your own words. And because a lot of times when people are learning stuff, they're like, yeah, I got it. And then a week later, they try to explain it and they didn't actually get it, right? That's normal. So I always try to ask people to re-explain what I'm saying, and that gives me an opportunity to kind of correct them. And also just your brain kind of remembers things better when you have a visual, you hear things, then you also have to figure out how to kind of re-say something back. So I try to really engage with people, and I'm pretty passionate about coaching. I really love helping people, and it's super exciting for me when I see people hit their goals and their dreams in poker. So that's kind of turned into a new passion of mine. And we're going to be doing some giveaway today. I don't know if you guys already mentioned, but we are giving away 3 free 1-month subscriptions to my group coaching. It's $99 a month normally. Sheesh. So all you got to do to sign up is we're going to throw a link in the chat and just sign up for a free account. You could just put in your email or sign up on Google. And right before I leave, I'll go through everybody who put their email in, and we'll pick 3 winners. So yeah, we just post on there. Anything you guys want to know about me, any questions you guys have, anything you want to talk about, whether it's strategy, non-strategy related, whatever, feel free to ask. I like chatting. So yeah.
I was just thinking, it's like the ultimate goal for all of us poker players is to be good enough and to win enough money to be a bum like Faraz Jaka, and do whatever you want, live nowhere, travel the world, go wherever you like. It's like the best life ever.
I always, when I meet one-on-one students, I always ask them, why are you doing this? Why are you? And there's some common answers, but some people are already, like they have their job, like they don't need the money, but they want a competitive outlet. They love, competing, and they want to be able to keep up with the game. So for some people it's that. For some people it's like you just said, they want to be able to have this lifestyle and freedom. And it's it's a little bit different for everyone. But yeah, there's kind of 2-3 common answers you always get out of everyone.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. The links are in the chat there, guys. If you want to sign up for the giveaway, the 3 1-month subscriptions, make sure you sign up for that. Yeah.
And usually it's a lot of people in my group coaching are playing like $10 to 109s. That's kind of like the most common group of people. So yeah, like not beginner, but not super advanced either, somewhere in between. Yeah.
Guys, I've been in poker for a long time. I was playing pre-Black Friday, and I used to sweat this man on the tables. He was crushing on stars back in the day. So it's so cool from like my perspective, because I'm in my 30s as well, like watching a guy grind pre-Black Friday, be successful then, and transition through all the different markets in poker, and still be here today, crushing the game, doing very well, and now giving back to the community. So yeah, we really appreciate that.
And it's really, what you just said about kind of sticking around. The game has changed and evolved quite a bit. Yep. And certain people are super stubborn, and you've done things a certain way and things were a certain way. And, you get this type of person who just like complains like, I don't like this new stuff. And they're just like, and here's the thing, like industries are going to evolve, technologies are going to advance, and a lot of things are bigger than you and you can't fight them. So it's always important to just keep that mindset that you're flexible. You just want to be ahead of the curve. Solvers and these things do make the game harder. But if you can understand where the trend's going and just be ahead of the curve, do it better than them, be more organized about it, have better info than them, and that's how you stay ahead of the game. So we're just solving different parts of the puzzle today than 10 years ago.
It goes to show you, like a lot of those guys who kind of blazed the trail for us to get here, a lot of guys that were on TV, before Black Friday, most of those guys aren't around today because they didn't evolve.
Yeah, they didn't keep up with the meta. You got to constantly.
That's one thing I love him or hate him from a skill or personality level. Regardless of that, Dan Nagano is a great example of one of the old school guys who has really tried to stay.
Yeah.
Hires young guys to coach him and figures out these solver things. So that's one thing I really respect about a guy like that.
And that's an important thing you said about it. The coaching thing, everybody needs coaching. Even I get coaching still. Everybody, like that's part of the process. And these things don't end. You don't get good and then stay good. It's like, if you don't do anything for 6 months, you stop playing for a year, you're going to be rusty. So it's just an ongoing part of the process, and you just got to embrace it and love that process.
Mm-hmm.
Agree.
Good stuff, guys. All right. Are you going to do the other giveaway too, Sixes? Do you
want what we want to do is I'll give it away for during the quiz.
Okay.
So
you want to compete for it, or you just want to do it as a giveaway?
Probably should just do it as a giveaway, so we don't have somebody compete and then feel like they lost and feel like shit for losing the quiz and not getting a PC membership. So what I'm gonna do? Get your cat jams in the chat. The winner, I'm just gonna randomly select for this one, and then we'll select for the quiz. This is for a free premium membership. because we really appreciate the support you guys give to the community. We got Faraz here. It's a massive day. So yeah, let's go ahead. Cat Jam in the chat if you are interested in getting a free poker coaching premium membership. Go ahead and then we'll pick a quiz real quick, and then I'll roll it quick, 2 times real quick. Actually, we'll just keep the same keyword. The first winner will get the membership, and the next 2 will get a chance to compete in the next round. That'll make it easier. Let's pick a quiz.
As far as quizzes, I see another JL. I see.
Oh, we were saving.
Falls to you.
So Faraz, we have some of your quizzes. So every week we do your quiz first. We really enjoy it.
I've heard. I get a bunch of my students are like, I saw you on the stream. They always do your quizzes and it always stumps them. And they always say it's the hardest one. I'm like, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
No, it's always so challenging, and we love your thought process and all that. So we have one of your quizzes, and generally we've had some of the other poker coaching coaches on. We've had Brad Wilson on. We've had Matt Affleck on a bunch, and some of the other guys. Evan Jarvis, Tristan. But we always give them an opportunity to do one of their own quizzes. So we have one of yours. I know sometime we create these months ago, and then they, get in the queue. So you may not remember it.
Yeah, and I'm studying stuff all the time. So something I may have said on the quiz, I may have evolved on. Because I've been working on it. So it'd be interesting.
We were talking about this earlier. Like the greatest thing about this solver life is that now we can just say mixed frequencies. So we're covered either way.
Good cop-out answer. Yeah.
Right. All right, guys. Let's roll for the PC. There's a lot of eligible users. Good luck, everybody. And if you win, make sure to whisper me your email address. That way I'll get support to get you the premium membership. Here it is. It is Cherishable Girl. Well. Longtime friend of the Mafia. Good job. Congratulations, Cherishable Girl. That's awesome. Now we're going to roll it 2 more times. The first person, Toe, you'll keep track of their score. And then I'll get the second person. Now you got Machine Gun.
Hey!
Bam! Old Machine Gun.
He was in the lab late with me last night.
I love it. Machine Gun, there you go. And the second person is Vans. Just hooked it up with the gift sub. Thank you, buddy. Nice things. And guys, thank you for those follows as well. But yeah, be ready. Make sure to tag me in the chat just so I can see it. Tag Toe as well. And you're competing for a couple bucks. We'll do another poker coaching giveaway after this quiz. But yeah, let's do it for Roslyn while he's here. And hopefully he gets one of his own wrong.
Affleck did.
All right, guys, let's do it.
King Jack under the gun +1. I'm going to go ahead and open this up to 230. Get called by the big blind. Flop 10-7-5, 2 diamonds. Checks to us. Do we want to check this back? Bet 180, bet 300, or 480?
Right. See, better know. What are you doing out there?
Betting big. Snap betting big. Don't think about it.
No.
Betting 2/3. I'm betting either 300 or 480.
Faraz is in there. What are you guys doing? We usually give them a chance to compete because if they hear you,
I messed that up.
He was too excited.
He was so
fast
excited.
he was betting.
He ain't going.
Phil Hellmuth pushed his chips in the middle.
Oh, big.
This is one of those spots where I just snap throw my chips out.
Well, everybody is still like, I don't trust what he's saying, and we're getting 180, 480. I see 480, 300. People are still checking. Mojo, it says no bet. This hits the big blind range so hard. People are still shook. Some 300s.
Throw a shoe at the dealer and bet 300.
Before you hit play and people are done answering, let me know and I'll talk some more.
When
I was supposed to analyze it.
Yeah, no problem. We usually give them because they're competing, and if
that makes sense. I wasn't familiar with the format, so
I know we didn't give you the intro.
It happens every week.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
Freebie.
Freebies. So Huckleberry says big bet check
I
for
don't
towel
see
bender.
Machine Gun out there. What are you doing, Jeff?
Vans is going 180. Court awareness for some of you guys. Let me tell you, if Faraz told me to do something, I would snap do that. We're still seeing different options.
Still seeing checks.
It might depend how old the quiz is, though. I mean, that's
You might
legit.
go with it. You might check.
I
or
wouldn't
something.
be. Well, again, I'll wait till it's done, then I'll say what I'm about to say.
$1.80 for Marlon.
Marlon's going 180 and Vans is going 180. So both contestants going 180. Frosty's potting the shit. Oh no, he's going 480.
Yeah.
Going with Faraz answer, Cherishable says, "You already won, Cherishable. You can just chill. You won a membership. You're good. Just make sure to whisper me. You chilling."
Bye, Faraz. Snap big betting.
Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah. So this is something I do talk about in my group coaching a lot. Is these double straight draw boards. When you're C betting and you see a double straight draw against the big blind, there's a lot of advantage to going with a big bet. And it's because they just have so many backdoor things that are going to peel. For example, ace 9 with the ace of diamonds, ace 8 with the ace of diamonds, king 9 with the king of diamonds. There's just so many of these kind of backdoory type things where if you bet small, they peel, and your small bet is folding out about a third of their hands. Whereas if you bet big, you're folding out like 50% of their hands. Like, for example, on king deuce deuce, whether you bet small or big, it's not going to make that much of a difference in how much they fold. But on these double straight draw boards, it makes a big difference. It's interesting with the C bet on the flop. I used to just bet this spot small, and then I started betting it big. And now here's kind of where I landed. Like, I've done a lot of analysis in Pio of, just seeing what the EV loss is. And it's not that big of a deal if you just want to say, I'm just going to bet 1/3 range here. That's easier for me to remember. The EV difference is not huge, but if you do want to go a little more advanced and say, yeah, I want to go for that extra little squeeze of EV, then this is a spot you could remember to bet big because of the double straight draw. And you just get to bet range here when there's a face card and you open from early position. Yeah.
Yep, and then probably in the smaller stakes games that they're playing, like, you're probably going to get people that won't even defend or call correctly enough where you can get away with small betting even more in this spot as well. So, yeah, I mean, generally, I would just go bigger here.
Well, yeah, I mean, are people going to overcall?
Sure.
So when you bet big here, they should be folding their 5s with no back doors. They should maybe be folding, so probably some of their 7s. Like, if you have 7 deuce of clubs here, you probably should just fold versus a big bet. So the question is, when you big bet, are people going to call too wide or fold, too much?
Fold too much.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. I could see people being like, oh, I flopped a pair from the blind. Like, I cannot fold.
Never folding. Yep.
So people at low stakes, because I run into this struggle sometimes when I'm teaching people. They're like, at my stakes, like, no one ever folds, so I'm not going to do this thing you're telling me. And that's not true. People are too much on one side of the coin, right? So if you do the right thing, it's going to be profitable because you're balanced. Now, if you can figure out who the people are overfolding and who the people are calling too wide, now you could adjust and be a little more balanced towards bluffs or value against those people. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yep, I agree. I love it.
Somebody asked, what do you mean by the double straight draw board? It's because a hand like 6-8 or a hand like 8-9, there's two different ways.
So the way to identify a double straight draw board is just look at the top and the middle card make a straight draw, and the bottom and the middle card also make their own straight card, their own straight draw. So when you see that and you're facing the big blind, you could do a lot of big betting. That's usually the preferred size. With most of your range, not with all of your hands. Like, for example, aces doesn't need to bet big here. Because it doesn't need much protection. But if I have a hand like jacks and queens, that needs a lot more protection. There were the overcards. So I want to bet big on those boards. Another way you could think about it is these boards where the turn can shift the equities a lot. So like when you have jacks here, you're like, I have a sick hand, but there's so many bad turn cards. Those are other spots where you want to bet really big. Because you're like, I want to get the money in while the getting's good. There's a lot of things that could change that story on the turn. If you have any questions about that, feel free to ask. Yeah. Or need any elaboration. Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody in chat have any questions about that kind of stuff? I mean, this is the time. We got him. We got him, boys. Let us know if you have any questions about any of these spots or hands. And yeah, make sure to check out the group coaching. Obviously, it'd be phenomenal. In this position, we have both of contestants betting 180. But yeah, let's see what the Old school for us.
I will add one more thing that I think is important to talk about here.
Yep.
So what are we betting big with? So I'm doing it, like I said, with jacks, queens, less so with kings and aces. I'm doing it with ace 10. I might do it also with ace 7 and maybe ace 5. I'm generally betting smaller with my 7s and 5s, but you do want to have some 7s in your big bet range. Because otherwise, if you bet big and you never have a 7 and the turn comes a 7, they're just going to lead and shove river and be like, oh, this guy never has a 7.
Mm-hmm.
So, your ace 7 can still get value from worse 7s. So it makes sense that if you're going to choose some 7 to bet big with, that could be one of them. Yeah.
Would you size up with flush draws? I know those both
Feels like it needs less protection.
Yeah, I'm
overs,
probably doing both of those because I want some of those in my big bet range and I want some of them in my small bet range.
Okay.
Yeah, I might just ask myself which ones benefit by getting more money in the pot or which ones get better hands to fold and that kind of thing. Yeah,
Sure.
Yeah, I don't have a strong opinion on which ones yet. I have to think it through, but yeah.
Sure.
Nice.
Cool. All right, we're rolling 180 because that's what they're doing. Let's check it out.
Let's do it.
This is a great spot to do a large bet for 480. We don't want to check because we just have a huge range advantage when we're under the gun versus the big blind. And there is a face card there. So as long as there's one face card there, it's going to be, we're going to have an equity advantage. And the fact that we're early position gives us an even bigger equity advantage. So we're just going to want to do a lot of betting. And we can do a lot of big betting when we're early position as well, but particularly because there's a lot of straight draws here. When there's a lot of different straight draws, our big bet folds out a lot more equity. So I like that big bet here. If we get check raise, we're definitely just giving it up with this hand, especially after betting big and we have no diamonds in our hand. So pretty easy fold if we get check raise. Go for the big bet. Turn is a 9, giving us a gut shot. Opponent checks again. Do we want to check back? Bet 600 or 1200?
What do we like there, guys?
Called.
1550 in the pot, 22 in our stack, and we get called with the big bet. The double gutty, 2 overs. Stinky's going 12. Arlie's just going 12. Frosty, I wonder if we bet big with 9s or 8s. 8s or 9s on the flop, you going big for us? That's a question that we're
I
saying
will
in chat.
bet big with 8s and more likely to bet small with 9s, which is the opposite of what people might think sometimes. 8s needs a little bit more protection, and it's still getting called by a 7. So yeah, I would bet big with the 8s and small with the 9s there.
Nice. It's nice not having a diamond now, Cap says. What are we thinking here? Negative BB, check the range advantage
How
card.
many checks out there?
Yeah, Cyrus is saying he's going 900, which isn't a thing right now.
You're just picking the random
He's just
side?
doing what he wants to do.
Cyrus off the rails.
Check, check, check. Frosty's going 12. Whew. I can't help it. I love to bet guttas. Double gutty. Did both players go?
I don't see machine gun out there.
Vans was checking back. Vans was going to check, and we're waiting for machine gun. Come on, machine gun. Don't slow us up. We'll pick for you. Fire something.
Checking here.
I think we check here in Bam Reba. So he's checking it, taking a free card. And Vans was checking as well. Faraz, what are you thinking here, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a spot you can do both. Not a cop-out answer. You definitely can mix here. Yeah, I mean, if I have the diamond, I'm probably a little bit more likely to bet just because there's less hands they're continuing with, and you get to keep bluffing if the diamond comes on the river. So yeah, I'm mixing here, but I'm choosing the bet option more frequently when I have the diamond in my hand. Yeah.
Okay. So he's gonna be
Maybe
probably checking a
I'm
little
like
bit more with this combo.
betting here like 25% of the time, but when I have a diamond, I'm probably betting like 60-70% of the time.
What size would you bet if you are betting? You can go with the smaller or large size.
Yeah. So let's see. see the pot, 1550. So because we're so shallow, I think I'll actually, it's funny, the whole time I was thinking I was going to bet the 1200, but I didn't actually look at the SPR. With the SPR this small, I probably would actually go with the 600. So I would say I'm checking here. If we had the diamond, I would go with the 600 bet.
Okay. He's checking here with this hand, but with the diamond, he's probably
like I said, it should be not like I scored things where like probably the check is the highest score and the bet 600 is probably the second highest score. That's how I would guess I scored this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, personally, I mean, it feels like kind of weird for me. If I was in game here, I feel like that 9's pretty reasonable for his range. A lot of his 7, 8s, 5, 6s, all kind of different hands pick up straight draw. It feels like it's a middling card that's better for him. And I would be like kind of shook to bet to 600 to get check jammed. Because it feels like he's going to have a reasonable number of semi bluffs, as well as some value hands that make two pair and stuff like that. So I would just be trying to check and like realize and reevaluate with this much equity. But I don't know like if that's correct. I would have to run it.
I think that's a reasonable analysis. I mean, we are still going to be betting stuff, right? We still have ace 10 and jacks, queens, kings, aces that want to bet.
It just feels like a weird to use this hand like that has like equity to make straight draws to bet rather than use like that other. So I would have my like hand classes as like these kind of hands check, and then obviously the protection portion of my range just always betting because I just don't know what to do if I get check raised. This spot probably do we have to run it?
I mean we're accepting to check to bet fold if we bet this spot.
Yeah, it feels gross.
Another kind of important thing here is that when you're betting here, you're not expecting to get folds out of 5, like out of 7, 8 and 5, 8 and like all these like pair. You're just targeting like the 7x, 5x that don't have any extra equity with them. And you don't need to bet huge to get those to fold in this particular spot. So yeah, you're just trying to get like ace 5, ace 7, king 7, king 5, just like all those type of hands if they didn't already fold on the flop. That's kind of what you're targeting here. Yeah.
So ace 8 would be a good barrel, right? Like maybe if we had like king 8 or something like that, like the hands we don't really mind getting check raised off to have reasonable blockers, and we can fold out some 5x, 7x.
Ace 8 has
ace high.
Ace 8 has probably more equity than this. We're open ended. Probably because I would feel a little bit worse wasting ace 8 than this.
Right.
But yeah, I'm probably checking ace 8 most of the time. And then for example, like I'm checking king queen a little bit more than I'm checking king jack. Because king queen's like a slightly better hand. It's a really subtle thing, but I'm just constantly thinking about, am I folding out better, that type of thing. We also fold out the ace of diamonds that floated, with a lot of different hands. Yeah.
Sweet. Yeah, that's good. It makes a lot of sense. So this hand class, you can just mix our hand classes on if we're just going to want to fold out better, and then if we want to just make sure we realize our equity as well with set hands in some situations. So, yeah. So both players, we were going so long I forgot.
Machine gun checking.
Machine gun checking, and Vans was checking as well. All right, they're both checking. Let's see what we're doing here.
I'm doing a decent amount of checking in this spot. We have a lot. I said we had a gut shot. We actually have a double gut shot here. So when we have this much equity, it just really sucks to bet and get jammed off of our equity, or maybe we have to call off.
I missed the double gut shot.
More it is. Jamming is too big. We don't really want to have to bluff, more than pot size bet here. But still a card to come. So there's just not a lot of great options, right? Betting and getting shoved on sucks. Jamming is way too much. So checking just becomes a better option, and so I'll opt to bet my gut shots, and then check back my hands that have more equity in some of these spots. So I'd be a little bit more likely to bet a king queen, and rather than king jack, because if we bet king queen have to fold, it does suck, but it sucks a little less. This one it really sucks.
Yep.
I'd be more likely to bet ace jack than king queen and king jack, because I'm even more okay with wasting a hand like that. So So yeah, just kind of ask yourself how annoying it is to get blown off the equity, and that can kind of help you realize that this should be a decent check spot. If we do bet, I'm going to bet small. A little less likely we get jammed on, or at least it doesn't put us in this weird spot where we might even have to call off. So yeah, bet small or check here. River comes a king, opponent checks. We could check it back, bet 600 or 1200.
Get there.
Yeah, the cringe factor. It's always about the cringe factor. How much do I get raised?
Yeah, that's a really important question. That if you ask yourself that, it helps you figure out a lot of things. I just wrote in the chat. I missed the double gut shot because I got it on my small screen over here with my dual monitor. I was thinking we had a gut shot, which is why I was saying waste king jack more than king queen. But yeah, if we have more equity with king jack, then you'd rather waste the king queen. Yeah.
Sure.
Yep. Check, bet.
All right, guys, we get there on the river. Now what?
Vans is going 1200. I'm seeing mostly 1200s. A couple checks. Check. Beats is going 6. My man Beats. 600 for Sheriff Frost. 600 for Arlie. Shark Squeeze going 6. So it's pretty split. I mean, a handful of checks. 600s feel like they're probably getting called by more than.
And said he was
the
going to
12.
bomb this river. He didn't know the king was. Like, he must have known the king was coming.
Oh yeah, he did say that on the turn before anything. Randy says shoving over bet. Sweet. How you doing, buddy? Carter 600. It feels like we have a ton. I mean, of equity. Obviously, when he checks twice here, probably really doesn't check straights back too much. I mean, I guess he could if he thinks he hits this range and whatnot, but at the same time, it feels like we have a lot of equity. Question is, would 1200 still get calls by 9x, 7x, or 5x if those middling pairs, or do we just get called more often when we go 600? 600 is what Chad is starting to look like overwhelmingly. Toe, what are you doing here, buddy?
I'm probably going the 1200 option.
And the big option feels like he's still
I mean,
compelled
when we go bet
because
check,
this is-
bet. It kind of looks like we're gonna steal it a little bit. It looks a little bluffier when we go bigger.
Yeah.
I think the 10 still calls.
Yeah.
Might get a crying call from something like a 7 or 9. So I think 1200 is my normal option.
Because I mean, his call range may not be elastic between our sizing. If he thinks we're bluffing and he has a pair, and this is a
Just
high
really go
frequency
bet
bluff
check.
card.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. What do you think here, Faraz?
Yeah. So an important question to ask yourself in these spots is, what are you targeting?
Mm-hmm.
And pick those kind of bucket of hands, and then what price do you need to bet to make those hands indifferent? So a lot of people who are saying to bet 600, I feel like if I asked what would you do with ace queen and ace jack, I can't imagine you're gonna do too much $600 betting.
no way.
It just seems like you're gonna get called like always, right?
Yeah.
If you're gonna always get called and it's so obvious that he's gonna just call with all his 10s and 9s, then you're probably betting too small and missing value. You want to ask yourself, if you're sitting there with the 10 in your hand, with the 9 in your hand, with the 7-8, what price is someone going to bet that's going to make you super annoyed and really like unsure what to do? 600 is a snap call. So yeah, it's going to be somewhere in that 1200 range that makes you feel like, I don't know if I want to still call this 9 or 7-8. So yeah, this is definitely going to be 1200. And like I said, your bluffs here, your ace jacks and your ace queens.
Very good point.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
funny.
Only
there's
going
nothing
big.
wrong. There's nothing wrong with taking, some even random like ace x suited stuff. But I'm mostly bluffing from my ace jack, ace queen stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Arlinia was talking about in the quiz she did where we had that weak ace and then we faced that raise on the river, and she's like, I'm going to face palm and call. And this is kind of about getting that face palm equity. Like, you want them to face palm and still throw the chips in with a 10.
You're a 9 or something to
And,
get there. And didn't
an
really-
important thing to remember is we also have a lot of jack queen here. Because jack queen is that too much equity to bet fold, so we're going to want to check that on the turn. So we're blocking that, and we have that, and we're going to be wanting to bet very big with that as well.
Yep. I like it. They were going. Oh shit! What were you doing, my guy? I lost him in chat.
Machine Gun is going 6.
Yeah, and then we had Vans. Where you at, Vans? You got 10 seconds. He's obviously he's gonna go 12 now. I didn't even see. I thought he went already. I didn't see it.
Yeah, and another thing that's important to say is like
he did.
betting and always getting value like every time, like that's not necessarily a good thing. That easily means you're missing value because you're not betting big enough. Sometimes you're gonna bet big and they're gonna fold because of it, and like that's okay. You know, that's part of the game.
Yep. We just get a lot more value when we get called, and it's great. Yeah, 1,200 it is. That's what Vans is doing, and let's do it.
Cool.
Ooh, the chat.
I'm mixing here between checking back and betting. I am mostly betting, and when we do bet, I'm betting small. This is not necessarily a hand I want to go huge with. We're still, our hand wins, above 50% of the time, but
Controversy.
It's not like we're just like ahead here 90% of the time or something like that, where we just want to jam a ton of chips into the pot. We are concerned. It's a dangerous spot. We will set some traps where, we bet small with something like King 9 suited maybe. That way, if he jams, we can still call. So mix in some kind of small bets that you're willing to call a jam with. This hand, if he did jam after betting small, I can go either way. We do block the straight, the Jack Queen and the 8 Jack. So I could see using this hand as a hand to maybe call it a jam, whereas something like Ace King I might bet fold. But yeah, in the first place, I'm mostly betting here and sometimes checking back. I did decide to check back here. Player was a little tricky and is the type that would check a lot of big hands here twice. So I just kind of made a bit of a paranoid check back. I'd say I'm only doing this once in a while. I'm probably betting here 80% of the time, checking here sometimes.
Well, it happened.
We got it.
Oh, that's good.
I don't mind some checking there, but yeah, I don't agree with the small bet. I think blocking that Queen Jack is definitely pretty important. Maybe if we had some like King 8 suited, or the King 9 suited when you're blocking some of the stuff that's gonna call, I could see some small betting there. But yeah, I'm mostly just betting big here. Yeah. Today.
Agreed.
Today, yeah. I mean, these quizzes can be months old, guys. We put in some quizzes and they could be like 3-4 months old and stuff like that, and a lot changes. But it seems like
I've definitely been kind of working on a lot of these like triple off spots here and calling down versus these and just kind of seeing how the ranges interact. So yeah, I'd say I've been looking at these spots a lot more in the last few months. Probably playing them better than I was when I made this quiz. Yeah.
Yep. We got a 15. What did you get on that side, Vans?
Machine Gun got the 19. He did it, America.
Good job, Machine Gun, my dude. And good try.
Hit me up. Let me know how you want your money, buddy. PayPal. You know how it goes. PayPal, ACR. You can come over. You live 2 blocks away. Whatever you need. I'll get you $5.
And obviously keep in mind, these difference between the sizings and stuff, they're just subtle optimizations. Like, they're both profitable, like reasonable plays, but it's just about making sure we're getting the max EV out of it. Yeah.
Yep.
No flips this week. It's amazing, Julie. Drawing dead against 6s against flips.
Oh, we're running so good. All right, I think we got time for one more. You good on time for us? How you doing, buddy?
Yeah,
time for one more?
I'm good for another like 15 minutes or so. So don't.
Cool.
Oh, sweet.
Squeeze through one more.
We'll pick a quiz. No, we'll get another giveaway. I want to give away one more PC premium membership for the support today, since we have Faraz on. Remember as well, make sure to get in his giveaway. He's going to give away 3 spots to his group coaching for, I believe, a month.
Link is in the chat.
The link is in the chat. You got to get in that. That's probably sick as hell. I've been seeing his students having kind of tremendous success on Twitter and stuff like that. And, a lot of the guys come in here, in the poker coaching community. So yeah, I mean, tremendous value out there, guys.
It's out there making it harder for guys like me and sixes.
Yeah, and let me just real quick kind of show you guys how that works. Can you allow me to screen share real quick?
Sure.
I don't know how to do.
You go to.
I know I can do it. I got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're good.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'll just kind of show you real quick what it looks like.
You're gonna have to move this over to where your browser window is.
Oh, I see. I see what I got to do. Hold on, guys. I got you.
It's not if you got to do a lot of change. Don't.
Oh, you know what? It's probably a better way to do it. Sixes is just go to the link on and put it in.
Oh yeah, go to the link. Yeah, here it is.
You can do that.
It'll view better on the stream that way.
There it is.
Okay, so yeah, I'll just tell you kind of where to click. So yeah, this is the landing page. To enter the contest right now, you just hit that subscribe and throw in your email or log in through Gmail. If you scroll down, you could see all my upcoming sessions. So I do them weekly. They're usually Fridays or Mondays at 5 p.m. PST, but they're always recorded.
Whoops.
So a lot of people just watch them on replay if they can't make it live. And yeah, usually you could go up and hit previous sessions.
Okay.
If you scroll to the top.
Scroll up.
I got you.
Oh, it's the delay.
Yeah, so there's a previous sessions there. And these are all my old lessons that I've already done. You also get to watch all those. So yeah, I tried to prioritize things from what I think is the most important for students, which is single raise pots from the big blind. You're playing, 90% of your hands are either c-betting versus the big blind, or you're, facing a c-bet as the big blind. So that's the most important thing you want to be really, really, really good at. And I really talk about how to prioritize your studying as like, what's the low-hanging fruit, high-value stuff.
Yep.
Whereas like, once I got a student who like showed up to this first class was like, I want to like focus on like c-betting and 4-bet pots. And it's like, that's such, like, you want to pick the most common things you're going in over and over and over again and get really good at that before you go on to the nuanced stuff. So I really, really preach that in my sessions. So yeah, any questions, feel free to ask. But yeah, that's what the group coaching's about.
Yeah, it looks very well
and right away, I saw the ICM one. I was like, "Ooh, I'm excited."
Yeah, for sure.
ICM one. That's a great one.
Yeah, Jeremy Menard. He's a
long
so
time
appalled on ACR. He's up like 400K in the last 2 years on that site. He's a guy I talk a lot of strategy with, and I invite him in to do some guest.
Another pre-Black Friday guy. He's been around forever as well.
Endless
Jay.
I do in the month. I do 3 of the sessions, and he does 1.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, he's very good, guys. He's a monster. He's been around for a long time as well. Jeremy is a very good player. I met him a couple times back in the day. Very nice guy, and he works hard as hell. So yeah, he's good to have on the squad is there as well. So yeah, make sure to check this stuff out, guys. I think to stay around in the game, you're gonna have to put in some work and just to help fast track and stuff like that.
Like Hold'em Nuts said in the replay, I put the timestamps so you could skip around in case you want to go back and see a certain spot.
Yep, timestamps are awesome as well.
Here's a question for you: what's your kind of ratio study versus play?
That's a good question.
Yeah, that's a good question. Let's see. Right now it's probably lower than I want it to be, and I'm trying to get more there. So right now I'm doing like Fridays. I'm doing like 4-hour study session, and then probably like after sessions throughout the week, I'm usually running solves. So I guess I'm probably studying like 10 hours a week right now. Maybe like 6 to 10 hours a week right now. And I guess playing around 40 hours or so. But yeah, I'd probably like to get that studying up a little bit. I go through phases. So like what I do is like if WSOP and WCOOP and those things are coming up, I study like hardcore while I'm getting ready for that. And then now I'm like in this peak performance zone, and now I just kind of focus on playing, and I'm just like grinding hardcore for 3 months, where I'm just kind of studying like a little bit, like just reviewing some hands here and there. And now it's been a few months and I did hardcore study mode, so I go back into hardcore study mode. Sure. I personally just feel like I get into a better zone that way, and really optimize the studying or optimize for the playing. I in general, I kind of recommend people like, if you don't play for a living, for example, like yeah, definitely dedicate a day particularly to just studying. I find it better than playing and studying like at the same time. But I don't know. I also have students that tell me, they study like a few hours a day and then they play in the evening, and that works great for them. So it's a little bit of a personal preference, I guess. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, sure. Makes a lot of sense. And like you said, when the series is going on, you're deep doing like every event live or whatever. It's not really the time to get in the lab and make a bunch of big changes.
Yeah,
More about
yeah,
like
but
run ICMizer spots or something simple, right?
It's super important. One of the most important things that you should be doing that a lot of my students tell me they don't have is you need to have a WhatsApp, a text group going with a group of friends that you can talk hands with. You want them to be a little bit better than you or equal than you. It doesn't really work if they're way better than you or way behind you. That's one of the things with my group coaching. I made a Discord group where we have talk hand histories, to try to emulate that for people who don't have that. And I'm pretty active there, but that is something that if you can do on your own, super duper duper important. So during that WSU period, I'm not doing hardcore study days like that often, but I'm always every day talking hands in those groups. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Crazy Sixes, Lester Drugs, and Justin Saliba, because without those guys, I wouldn't be here. That's my rock right there.
Yeah, you got to study. You need the group to bounce, because sometimes you're just in a downswing. You don't know if like it's you, if you're playing bad, if it's just variance, and you need people to look at your play and be like, hey man, you're missing a million spots here, and I'm sure you're running bad on top of it, and it's starting to compound. And
so I do very commonly. I'll see students like, after like a month or so, they're like, this is really working. Oh yeah, this is not working. It's like, you can't look at results from a month and know that. It's just to kind of echo what you just said. You need those groups where you like holler at your people and they're like, you're on the right track. You're just running bad. Don't worry about it. Or they're like, hey, you should do this and that different. Then maybe you are doing something wrong. So it's kind of important to have people to kind of to check you,
Absolutely.
It's so nice during a downswing when someone says, look, you're not playing bad, you're just running bad. You're like, okay,
because
this shit doesn't matter anymore, right?
Yeah, you can't look at short-term, mid-term results to figure out if you're playing good or not. It just doesn't work like that. Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. He has a group a Discord group where guys are putting in work, studying on the side, forming little teams. He does group coaching, so there seems like a tremendous amount of value there. There's a library with some study sessions, a lot of value. So obviously me and Toe check it out. And I know a lot of people out there sound like they're signing up and checking it out. Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, and the big difference really from going and watching a training video, it's the interaction, which is the thing I'm really passionate about, making you talk to me, making you answer things, and that's really the big difference. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Where can we find some of these groups? I mean, it might be hard reaching out on social media, and then if you do that, you might have to kind of weed out people if you don't have like a poker core.
Where can you meet? Yeah, that's a tough thing. So, when you go and play live poker events, or you're in communities like this right here, like take advantage of that and talk to people, meet people. An easy way is just go offer value to people. It's interesting, like. Sometimes people will go to someone like they really want to learn from and ask them for favors, right? And it's not like those people like don't want to help you. Like, you just can't help, everyone who wants to be helped, right? Yep. So like a common advice that I've got from some, startup guys that, I'm friends with is you just, and this is for people trying to get up in the startup game is, you go to someone who you're trying to learn from and you just find out what do you need? What do you need help with? And you're like, hey, let me do that for you for free. I don't want anything. I'm just going to offer you this value, right? Yep. Now you're in that person's network and, you get to kind of see how they operate. You get to learn from them. So I had a guy offer to do that to me. He's like, Faraz, I want to let me just do something for you. What's something you need help for? So he's doing my timestamps for me. And every event, he just does my timestamps. Now, I super appreciate that. He didn't ask for anything in return. But he's starting to see how I operate. Like I'm talking some hands with him here and there. And, it just kind of worked out that way. So go and offer value to people and see where you can help people and good things will come back to you,
Yeah,
provide value up front.
Sixes is only friends with me because I have all the Sims. I'm always running the pile stuff. But it's a great thing you mentioned about bringing value. Like that's a great thing because even especially if you're not quite as good as the people you're trying to get in with, like
everyone needs some help. Something.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great way to.
And it's not necessarily to be like that, like give and take of a game, but it's more just like there's so much to do. We all want to get better. We all want to improve. There's so much to do. We don't have time to do all of it, and we're not all great at it. There's some of my students that are way better at running the sim stuff than I am. So it makes sense for them to do the stuff that they're better at and me to do the stuff that I'm better at. And now together we're like an awesome team.
Yep.
It just kind of optimizes things. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Before we go, it feels like probably don't have time to run another quiz because those can take like 20 minutes in itself.
You got time to do a giveaway.
We do have time to do a giveaway for the people that stuck around. Really appreciate it. We're gonna do a keyword real quick. One more giveaway. Then we'll get the outro and let you guys be on with your day. Keyword will be Faraz for the last one. We really appreciate when we get the poker coaching coaches on, all of our guests. So yeah, Faraz in the chat. We're giving away a premium membership to poker coaching. We're giving away one. We'll give away another, and don't forget those 3 free spots to his group coaching, which we've been getting briefed on. Sounds pretty awesome, man. So
I'm gonna also there's a couple questions in the chat that some people asked. So Jeff, is it Jem?
Yeah,
Yep, Jeff
Gem.
Says,
Jeff
what
Gem.
is the best way to study? Good question. Here's some things that are really important that I think a lot of people aren't doing and can be doing. One is when you go and watch videos, I always take notes. I use a thing called Quip, but it's similar to like Google Docs. So that way I have a library full of all the videos I watch. So you go and watch a video about check raising from the big blind. You'll maybe retain like 40-50% of the info, and in a few months you're probably only going to retain 20% of the info. You go back and look at those notes and you get to retain more of that info. And also just by writing things down, it's going to make sure you really understand it. Another cool thing about that is, we talked about meeting people and trying to be more social so you get into these groups. Like if you could be like, hey, have you seen this video from this player? Like, no, I heard about it, but I haven't had time. Oh, I have notes. Check out my notes, right? Mm-hmm. That's a good thing of value you can offer people. That's really easy, and all it takes is your time. So take notes when you're doing stuff. I do the same thing when I run solves.
That's good.
So like you could run a ton of different solves, and it's just too much to memorize. So one thing I'll do is I'll run a solve on a hand, and then I'll come up with a theory that, okay, I think this is using this small bet size because the SPR is low. So what if we were 60 bigs instead of 30 bigs? What if we were 100 bigs? So I'm investigating how stack size affects the play on the same board, same scenario. I'll screenshot them, put them in a doc, and now we compare side by side. So you come up with things you want to compare, change one factor, and screenshot them and put them into a doc. So that's another thing that I do for studying. Let's see.
Because that's something Six and I do a lot. We're looking at cut off open, button flat. We'll look at a 30, we'll look at it at 40, we'll look at it at 60, we'll look at it at 100.
Yeah.
We'll compare all the sims.
Or the other thing you might want to investigate is, okay, the exact same board versus the big blind, but what if I'm cut off versus middle position versus under the gun? How does that influence things, right? So come up with theories and things you want to investigate and kind of do that. Faraz, how do I get you to fold on ACR? Please advise. I'm still trying to figure that one out.
That's awesome.
I think that was all the questions.
Up top, there's maybe a few more at the bottom. Anybody have any more questions before we're gonna run this giveaway? Yeah, we got them here. So, yep.
Faraz, when do you think you're going to draw the winner for the subscription?
I spaced. I can do that right before I head off. So as soon as I'm done answering these last questions, I will do that.
You guys better get in there. He's going to run it before the end of the stream. That's
just put the link in there, guys. Make sure you click it and get in there.
He's going to pick the 3 here in chat. That's going to be fun.
3 winners for
see who it is. I'm curious.
Are there
group coaching.
There's people that are going to watch this on our replay, right? Later?
Yes.
Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to pick 2 of them now, and then I'm going to pick one of them, I don't know, in like a day or two when you guys think it's good enough. So that way some of the people watching the replay have
Cool.
a
And that'll
chance.
give us an opportunity to promote the replay and set people to get in there, and they have an opportunity to win another giveaway.
Yep,
Cool.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
All right. We can do.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I'm gonna go pick the 2 winners.
Yep.
So I just need a randomizer. So I'll just go on Google and pick a randomizer.
And while he's doing that, I'm gonna roll for the PC one that we have here right now as well.
You get a giveaway.
Jenny, thank you.
You get a
You
giveaway.
get a giveaway. So much value, man. This is what it's all about. I love giving value back to the communities that support us and helping people get better and, improve in poker in the game. I love the game, and this is a cool opportunity for us, and we're all helping, so it's cool, man. Here we go. I'm rolling it. Swizzle.
I still see people signing up, so I'm gonna wait like another 2 minutes.
Okay.
Nice.
I'll wait 3 minutes. If you want to sign up, still.
Poker is amazing, man.
We can do our shilling in the meantime. Guys, this is brought to you by the pokercoaching.com website, !PC in the chat. You get a link to sign up for free. For free, you get 20 free quizzes, big blind charts for 100 blinds or more, and a bunch of homework assignments. If you sign up for premium, there's like about 1,350 quizzes. There's homework assignments. There's weekly webinars live with these coaches. Faraz is on the roster. The 2 of us are on the roster, 6 and 9. Affleck, Lexi Gavin, Tristan Wade, Evan Jarvis. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. So make sure you check out all that content. Sign up at least for free because it's good content and it's free, and it'd be dumb not to. So do that. If you've enjoyed this one, you want to see this one from the beginning, you want to see any of the ones we've ever done in the past with guests, with Mitch and Sixes, !YouTube in the chat. Did I spell that wrong? I did. YouTube in the chat, and you get a link to go up there. Also, if you don't get picked for the giveaway for Faraz's group coaching here, we'll be doing another one in a few days based off of, from the replay. So make sure you're involved in that. No, that's it.
Okay,
That's
I
what we
have
got for
I have first winner.
Uh-oh. First winner. Uh-oh.
ELFARK WAD. Elf. Let me type it to you.
Maybe they're not in the chat. Maybe they're not on Twitch.
Oh yeah, let me put it in the chat.
Negative EV, he says that's me.
Oh, that's
Okay.
negative EV. Yeah, you guys got to use emails. Whoa, congrats, my dude.
I'm not gonna give out the full thing, but I'll put.
Yo.
Yep. Oh, Elf Arkwad.
Oh, it's from Shrek. That's it.
Okay. So
Congrats, my dude.
Congrats, buddy. Looking forward to working with you and seeing you in a session. We got a session Monday. So make sure if you're joining that session, holler at me in the chat during the session so I know which one is you.
Congratulations.
Oh, congrats. You got one more. Here we
I'm
go.
jelly.
Good
I
luck.
wish I would have signed up. I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
We just
damn.
gotta, All right. We're going to do the second winner now. Number 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Bros Brock.
Bros Brock.
Rose Brock, that's somebody's
Brock.
email. Throw your
Claim your
name,
shit.
claim it.
Bros Brock.
If that's you,
Where you
say it in
at?
chat. Call yourself. That's Kosin. Oh,
the
deserved. What a
legend.
good guy. Hell yeah.
Hey.
You love to see it, man. Kosin's good piece.
Congratulations, cousin.
Nice, Kosin. He's about to get too good.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, I know. Seeing Kosin get any better is kind of scary. Good stuff, man. Congratulations, guys. That's awesome.
Felicia Switzer, you guys are married, right? So you might get the runoff bonus coaching there.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it. Any parting words for us, man? We really appreciate having you
Thank
on.
you so
Thanks
much for giving us
man.
your time for us.
For sure, man.
No, I mean, I think what you guys are doing is super cool and it's super awesome that you guys show up here every week and you're studying and you guys are asking how do you study? This is one of the things, right? You got to have a few things you're doing. That's a routine. Being a part of a community is extremely important. If you're not able to form one on your own, luckily there's some ones you could publicly access like this or through, other people's, paid coaching groups and that kind of thing. So yeah, you guys are on the right track and, do some things with being organized, with taking notes and stuff like that. And you just got to do the things you're doing that the people around you are not doing. Right? So you got to be the guy in the basketball court that's diving for loose balls and just taking every extra edge you can get, whether it's on or off the felt. But yeah, thanks for having me. This was super fun. You guys seem like a really awesome group. So keep doing what you're doing.
What's your shout out command, Sixes?
For me, a shout out for
I'm shouting myself out because I didn't get to stream on my channel. So
yeah.
milking it in yours.
Yeah, here we go. Make sure to give Toe a follow. He was having some connectivity issues earlier, so he couldn't have his stream going. So thank you guys for hanging out here. And thank you guys for the follows. Make sure to give Toe a follow. He works his ass off. Make sure to check out Faraz on social media as well. Check him out on Twitter to stay up to date on what's going on, for more opportunities to get in his groups and get better and whatnot. And my dude, it was very nice meeting you. We talk about you every week. And I'm
playing the bracelet tonight? The 400, whatever?
I'm either gonna late reg it last minute or take the day off. I get like no days off, and I've started to realize that that's not sustainable.
No, it's not good. No.
So yeah, I'm doing like a half family day today, and then maybe I'll late reg it last minute, or I might just skip it.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah. All right, take it easy, guys. Awesome
See ya.
meeting all of you. Peace out. Hope to see you guys in the future, wherever it may be. If you ever see me at a live event, don't be shy. Come say hello. I hate when people message me like a day later and like, I saw you. I was too shy to say hi. Like, just say what's up, man. I'm friendly. I'm easygoing. Even if I got a mug on my face, I'm just coming off the war, at the tables. But I'm easygoing, man. Come say what's up. All right. Peace, guys.
Take care, man.
Take it easy.
All right. We're going to host Grips in the meantime. I didn't want to just end it like that real quick or just drop it. 1 second.
He had a bail. We kept him extra.
Yeah, we kept him a little extra. Sorry about that. All right, guys, we're going to drop it off to Grips and do it like that. Thank you guys for the support today. Make sure to go crazy in his chat. And, yeah, have a good day, man.
See ya.
Oh, shit, I shouted him out and didn't rate him. Well played me.
C+ streamers.
C+ streamers. All right, take care, guys. Thank you for the support. Have a good one.